And we are live.
Hey,
Hello,
everybody.
everyone.
Welcome to the gathering, the big gathering Paracast. My name is
In
Heidi.
stereo. Oh, well, it's all good.
Yeah. Well, my name is Heidi.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we have Michael Cook with us tonight. And I'm excited, although I think this might be a weird, crazy show, but that's all right.
We're a little discombobulated, thanks to Michael.
So
it makes it fun.
Yeah. So, Michael, it's good to see you and have you on the show. It's been a while since we talked to you, although I think you and I have gone back and forth on social media a little bit here over the years. But I think we met you at the CryptidCon in Kentucky. And it was, what, 7 years ago? 8 years ago?
Well, Michael,
Whenever that was.
I think I met you the year before because we were both on finding, cultured Bigfoot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met up there at the con and everything, and it's been lots changed since then.
Yeah, lots
Yeah.
has changed since then, for sure. Well, we've all gotten a lot older, that's for sure.
I'm really getting very, very close to the big 50. So that's starting to freak me out just a little bit.
Well, you're still a puppy. That's what I'll say.
So, yeah, we wanted to catch up with you, Michael, and just see like what you've been up to, because it looks like you've been pretty busy. Michael, for those of you that don't know Michael, he is a cryptozoologist and an author, amongst other things. There's quite a few things that you have going on now and have had going on. So we wanted to just kind of touch base and see how everything's going with you.
Oh, great. I've made made strides in life and Bigfooting, and we released the Bigfoot Volume 1 this year. So, or last year. So that's it right there. And covering up the title. The Bigfoot Volume 1. And it's unlike any Bigfoot book out there. It is I'll tell you this: if you like to read Bigfoot books that have a bunch of eyewitness reports and all this in it, then that's not the book for you to read. It is not at all. If you're looking for a Bigfoot book that's got all the answers to everything about Bigfoot in it, it's not that book either. This book has one encounter in it, and it's my first encounter. The first chapter is called The Riverbank, and it's where I skipped school one day when I was 16 and came face to face with what I thought was the impossible. And since then, we all know that it's not impossible, and all the impossible things out there are very, very possible. But it is my theories, and it shows growth from when I believed one thing and evolved into realizing that there's more to it than just flesh and blood, undiscovered species of primates. But I kind of leave you hanging right there. At the end, I don't say one way or the other, because when I wrote this book, I started writing this book along the same time we all met about 8 years ago. And I wrote this book, and then I sat down with this publisher, and they said, "You realize that once we put this in book format, it's going to be like 900 pages long." And I'm like, "Oh, so what do we do?" And they said, "You need to figure it out because we can't." So I sat down and I pulled out all the supernatural stuff from the book and left this volume 1 as kind of an introduction. The introduction that we all get to Bigfoot, which is right here, a flesh and blood undiscovered species of primate.
Mm-hmm.
And I left in Native American lore. I leaned real heavy on Native American lore on this book. In fact, I mention it throughout the whole book, because that is where this all gets a starting point. The next book, though, is going to take you into the world of the woo, or the supernatural.
Okay.
It's going to be beyond our the physical evidence that we find, and take us to a different plane that will ultimately show you all that there is more to this, and there's credible eyewitnesses all over the world that have these supernatural experiences with these creatures, and it just cannot be drawn down to one singular belief that, or statement, or proof that these things are nothing more than flesh and blood, born of this earth, die of this earth, and so forth and so on. So the next book is called The Bigfoot Volume 2, and we were going to use two O's at the end of two, and then highlight it as woo. But my first chapter in the next book is called Beyond the Footprints. And after I talked to the person, my friend and colleague, Terry Wendell, who has graciously written the forward to this next book, he said, "Man, I wouldn't, I wouldn't call it anything but Beyond the Footprints, because that's where this book takes you. It takes you beyond the physical."
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, let me ask you. So the first book, you're really talking about this tangible experience, this being who is on our planet that you saw, your experience. And then the second one is expanding out of the physical into the, interdimensional. Where do you land with it from your experience to having all these other, stories? Like, where do you land with Bigfoot? What do you think about it?
My personal beliefs, and I normally reserve this for in person conferences and speaking events. My personal belief to these creatures are pretty simple. Are they supernatural? Are they interdimensional? Are they flesh and blood? Yeah. It's all that. I truly believe that these creatures are born flesh and blood. They may be some form of a primate, but they're endowed with these abilities that we cannot and may not ever be able to understand or explain. And I said this in front of a forum one time, a huge crowd of people, 1,000 people. And one of the people on the panel with me, they said, well, it can't be both. Well, yes, it can.
Mm-hmm.
It can be all of that. There is proof that humans are capable of, either we have these abilities already born into us, some of us don't know how to tap into them, or we are endowed during life, during our upbringings, where it allows us to have mediumship, have psychic abilities, telekinesis, and so forth and so on. And that has been explained and proven scientifically over and over and over and over and over again. So why can an animal, if we're all animals in some sense, way, shape, or form, why can an animal possess those attributes? And I look at it like this. They're not here right now. I have dogs. And there's no doubt in my mind that they talk to each other
Mm-hmm.
telekinetically.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt in my mind that animals communicate telekinetically. They, and it might not be through it may be just limited to interspecies communications,
Mm-hmm.
but there have been several case studies with Bigfoot that people use the term. It's a very broad term when you say this, but mind speak.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear a voice inside your head that is not the voice you normally hear.
Yeah.
We all have an internal monologue,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and that monologue, for the most part, is our voice that we hear right now. It is our voice. Some people have a different voice. Some people have a different dialect, accent. So there's been case studies where eyewitnesses have stated that they've been in the woods and they've heard something else in this in their psyche.
Mm-hmm.
So I explore that. I explore the mind speak, the telekinesis. Um, I had a very, very hard time with cloaking simply because I don't think it's a supernatural ability. I think cloaking is a very, very easily explained through common sense and scientific reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a form of camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been case studies again where people have put their hand to the Bible and said this thing dissipated in front of me. It just turned invisible. Some people have made it akin to what the Predator does in the Predator films when it goes into cloaking mode. I've never seen that, but I can't say it doesn't happen. But I do think that people are. Have either one of you all had a Bigfoot experience? Have you seen one face to face?
No,
No.
that's
Mm-mm.
the desire.
Not yet.
Come
When
close.
you okay,
Mm-hmm.
what is something that you both have gotten like overly excited about, nervous, heart wrenching when you see an animal or something? It don't have to be an animal. It could be a building. You could go to the One World Trade Center in New York. You could go and the ocean for the first time. Have you ever experienced anything that just takes your breath away and wipes everything? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that is what happens when people have a Bigfoot encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Fear, excitement, um, denial. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
not. I'm not. No, there's no way I'm seeing what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Because they don't exist. They're not real. Um, that is what happens. So you have all this emotion and energy going on when you're having this experience. The only thing I can compare, and people are going to find this hilarious. The only thing that I compare to having a Bigfoot experience was my first and only time I ever got to hold a sloth. I was scared. I was nervous. I was so happy. And it just hugged onto me. And I felt like my soul was going to burst out of my being. But that's what happens. So people are having this exciting moment, this fearful moment. And this creature could camouflage in a way where it looks like it might just disappear in midair. I tell my eyewitnesses now, people that contact me about a Bigfoot sighting, and they'll call me up and, hey, Mike, I just had a Bigfoot encounter, man. I just saw a Bigfoot. That's friggin' great, man. I tell you what, sleep on it
Mm-hmm.
and call me tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to tell you right now, well, there's details that you might gain tomorrow that you are going to undoubtedly forget about telling me right now. You're undoubtedly going to forget these details. When you
Mm.
sleep on this tonight, then you will regain some of the details. The problem with that is, girls, is that memory can be manipulated. Memories are naturally manipulated. They are, um, you may remember when you were a little girl and your dad or mom or grandpa had a baby blue Chevy SS 69 model Camaro. You know, you've told all your friends, my grandpa had a 1969 Chevy Camaro SS, baby blue, man. It was bad to the bone, only to find out that it was actually red.
Hmm.
Memories can
And
be
that is true.
manipulated.
And that is true.
Yeah.
Right?
And that, with Bigfoot eyewitnesses, you all went through it as well as I have.
Yep.
This makes 23 years that I've been doing this full time.
Mhm.
But in 23 years, I couldn't tell you how many people have came to me and said, "Man, I had a Bigfoot encounter when I was 7." And I'm standing there looking at a 79-year-old man.
Hmm.
All right,
Mm.
man,
Yeah.
that's great. So,
Yeah.
but memories can be manipulated, memories, and who knows? I mean, if these creatures do possess some kind of funky dunky telekinesis or mind speak manipulation, they could. I'm sorry, mind speak and all this stuff. They could manipulate your memories,
Hmm.
up to even wiping your memories clean. You may
Yeah.
have had a
Well,
Bigfoot
I've
encounter.
heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You may
think
have had
that's
a
true.
Bigfoot encounter, and then all of a sudden you didn't.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Yep.
I had a girl come up to me in South Carolina a couple years ago, and she said when she was a little girl, she had interaction with these creatures, but she didn't remember it. It
Mm.
was manipulated in her mind, and she was in therapy for some, whatever reason. I don't know. I didn't ask, and she said my therapist done a hypnosis session with me, and when I came to, I was looking at my therapist, and they were sitting there with, you know, um, wide-eyed, and they said, "Do you know what you were saying?" And she said, "No." And he said, "Well, you were saying that you were having, when you were a kid, you were having interactions with what people deem a Sasquatch."
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
she says she was like, "No." Until she went to memory regression,
Hmm.
and she got those memories unmanipulated out of her mind. And then she remembered incredible details. Now, that didn't do anybody any good because this happened 30 years prior.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Well.
yeah, Stephanie knows that people, paranormal is, it happens a lot in the paranormal
Yep.
world.
Oh, for
Hmm.
sure. Oh, for
The
sure.
mind manipulating.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why
Hmm.
people live in haunted. I've read this book. I don't know why I read this book. I have no, or and I won't mention it, but it's awful. But I did learn something, that people that live in like extremely haunted houses, like the Lizzie Borden house or something
Mm-hmm.
like that,
Hmm.
where a horrific murder happened. They live
Hmm.
there for so long because it's almost like the energy in the house
Yeah.
wipes that slate clean every night.
Yep.
Hmm.
So they might have some kind of horrific experience tonight where plates are flying off the walls and pictures are moving and all this stuff. But when they wake up the next morning, it's just like a brand new day. Okay,
Hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's interesting to hear the difference between the two books. And the next book is coming out this year, you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
it's I've got a few days off. I'm running on E right now.
oh,
Think I've
okay.
logged in almost
Aren't we
mm,
all?
Mm-hmm.
it's Wednesday, right? I've logged in
Hump day.
57 hours already,
Mm,
and I'm done for the week. I'm done until Monday, but yeah, I've got the next book getting sent to publisher
okay.
probably by the end of the week.
Okay.
And
So
then it's
then,
a
oh, I was just going to say there was another comment earlier. Cryptovania TV was asking, have you started volume 3? So I'm going to take that as a no.
volume 3 may come later.
Okay.
It may come later. I got when I signed on with this publisher, this is probably a lot of fluff and a lot of stuff that y'all don't really want to know. When I signed on with this publisher, I signed a 5 book deal.
Okay.
And
So you got to hop to it.
Yeah.
well, I that's the beauty of it. The next book is American Cryptid after the Bigfoot Volume 2,
Okay.
where I use my cryptozoological skills to shine. I let them shine in this. I tackle all the regions, northeast, southeast, southwest,
Okay.
northwest, midwest, and so forth and so on, up where you all are, northern
Mm-hmm.
Midwest, and even Alaska and Hawaii.
Okay.
But I have I've taken that, and every chapter is going to be a different region, and it's going to just talk a little bit about the cryptids. And man, they are a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
cryptids out there, and for the most part, they're not Bigfoot related. Bigfoot is, I mean, people want to talk about, oh, you got Bigfoot, skunk ape, Sasquatch. Um, you got the Yahoo and all.
What's
Man,
the
it's they're in the same kingdom.
So we have someone in the chat room is asking about Hawaii. What would it be called in Hawaii?
There's not any there. Okay, Finding Bigfoot went to Hawaii. They
Yep.
did.
I saw this
But
episode.
but I was on a different location during this filming of that episode, but they because when they
They
mentioned
just want to go
Hawaii,
to Hawaii and there's no Bigfoot there.
That's right. I think that was the deal, really.
They're
You know.
like,
I
there
Yeah.
don't
must be
want to
Bigfoot in
go.
Hawaii. Let's
Yeah, they
go.
just so let's go. Yeah.
Well, we were down, and for those who don't know, I worked on Finding Bigfoot for many years. I was a consultant and behind the scene guy, and we sit at a production meeting, and they said Hawaii, and I said, guys, listen, okay, and you girls know me, so you know how I am. I'm like, listen, how did it get there?
Well, but Michael, think
If
about it
they're
this way.
interdimensional,
If they're interdimensional, they can be
Okay,
anywhere through
right?
portals.
there's never been a verifiable Bigfoot sighting in
Okay.
Hawaii.
Well then,
So if they got there, then how would they get there? So we
portals.
crossed the interdimensional plane. I'm glad you mentioned portals.
Mm-hmm.
In this next book, I have a very large chapter about the interdimensional theories, and I break it down. Um, I break it down pretty large with a lot of different theories, and I even bring up string theory, M brain theory, the wormholes, time portals, and so forth and so on.
Okay.
Um, so I bring that up. But yeah, we're talking about that. So how would they get there? Well, Finding Bigfoot said, well, we're not going to mention the portals or anything like that. Okay, you're still going to have to figure out how to
Yes.
let the audience know These creatures got to an island thousands of miles away from any mainland. They didn't swim. There is no verifiable reports that they make vehicles, seabound vessels. Um, they don't fly. So you're left with either they transport there via supernatural abilities,
Mm-hmm.
or somebody brought them there
Right.
Mm-hmm.
on a ship, which I mean, other animals, that's how they get that's how invasive species get thrown around. But Hawaii's got a few, and it's not, to the commenter, it's not, this book's not about Bigfoot solely. I've got Dogman, I've got Bigfoot, I've got Wendigo, Chupacabra, Mothman.
Hmm.
Oh, holy crap. Nobody's seen this yet. Do you all want to see my new tattoo?
Oh my God.
Well, it depends on where it is, Michael.
It's on my leg. It's
Okay,
not, it's
let's see.
not,
Let's have a look.
it's not anywhere
All
that
right,
can't be.
this will be as we wrap up the show. Just remember, because we're about done here. So let's see it.
Yeah, let's see
Okay.
it.
Oh,
Oh, very
It's
wow.
nice.
still,
That's very
it's,
nice. Ooh, massive tattoo.
Oh wow.
It's very cool.
That's very. Oh, that's yeah.
UFOs, Bigfoot, the whole 9 yards.
Yep. Okay.
Very cool.
oh yeah.
Good.
I got another one too. The same
Wow.
day I finished that one. That's my chicken.
Oh,
Oh.
he goes from Bigfoots to chicken.
Well,
All right.
That's what's interesting.
Yeah.
I've got the Mothman right there too.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, there's the Mothman.
So
Cool.
anyway,
Committed. Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. It looks like you're busy, and there's all sorts of things that we didn't even get to talk about, but we're out of
No,
time.
we are out of time.
So
But you know what? I'm looking forward to the Woo book because I want to know what you think about the Woo.
yeah.
you two
Because
send me.
Michael, you know me, and I've always maintained the Woo in Bigfoot and cryptids. So
You two send
Mhm.
me your addresses privately, and I'll make sure you get a signed copy.
That
Yeah.
would be awesome.
I would
Thank
love
you.
it.
I'll
Love it,
And
love
send
it.
you it.
I have real quick before you all end this little shindig. I have a few events this year. Still trying to get everything wrapped up. But June I'll be in Arkansas for the Arkansas Cryptid Fest. I will
Mhm.
be in North Carolina for the Marion, North Carolina Bigfoot Festival.
Okay.
Uh, I will be in Taylorsville, Taylorsville, Kentucky, for the Carter County Bigfoot Festival, and I will be returning back to South Carolina for the South Carolina Bigfoot Festival. And I've got a few more other things coming out. If you come to one of these cryptid events and you tell me you heard or saw or you whatever on the gathering, then I will sign a book for you and you'll get your copy. Um,
Nice.
and
Hey.
if anybody wants to book me, all you gotta do is hit me up on Facebook.
And so where do they
Mhm.
find you on Facebook? Is it just under your name, Michael W.
Awesome.
Cook?
Michael W. Cook.
Yeah.
If you send messages to the Cook Cryptid Research or any other uh messenger, any other page, the do not, for the love of God, send me anything on X, because I do not control that page. That is
Okay.
a publicist that controls that. I don't see your messages, so don't get pissed off because I didn't answer you on X.
Okay. So you heard
But
it,
All right.
people.
Michael W. Cook on Facebook, and you can't miss me, honestly.
Okay.
Great.
Awesome.
Well,
Awesome.
that's fantastic. Thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us.
Thanks for joining
Looking
us.
forward to reading your next book.
Yeah.
And
And thanks for everybody for watching tonight. It was a
Yep.
little crazy and discombobulated, but sometimes that's a lot of fun. Thanks to all the troops who may be watching, and we know some of them do. Thank you for your service, and please be safe.
And thanks for everybody in the chat room who are commenting. We love that you're all here with us. Thank you to Jason Trost, our producer. Awesome as always, and Cryptovania TV for
Yes.
hosting us. And we look forward to seeing you all again soon.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.